I do not accept a coffee or a walk as a possible date option, and neither should you. First of all, I'm not a dog that needs to be walked. Second, I have an espresso machine at home, works fabulous. We're not doing drinks either. You're gonna try to get me drunk and take me back home. No. We are doing dinner. You're gonna pick me up. We're gonna come to the restaurant. We're gonna see your table manners. We're gonna see what you order. We're gonna see, do you hold your chopsticks correctly? We're just gonna, study you a bit. Okay, so dinner it is. You don't send a "thank you for a nice time" message after a first date. You don't. You let him reach out to you first, because men need to show you that they want to pursue you.
Man, I think this video is going to piss some people off today, but it's a video that needs to be done. After coaching hundreds of women and thousands of men, I'm going to talk about the most common double standards that I see in today's modern dating culture and just express how infuriating they can actually be. I'm going to go into three main reasons or three main things that I see as a disconnect between not just the expectations of men versus the expectations of women, but just the double standards that we place on one another. So if you're somebody who doesn't enjoy accountability, enjoy me holding men and women accountable, you're probably not going to like this video, but I think it's an important video for you to watch if you're somebody who's single trying to navigate the dating climate now. So let me start off with the first one that's really probably going to piss off a lot of women. So let me give you an example. A lot of times when I make videos about the finances of dating, a lot of women will say, if he doesn't pick the place, if he doesn't pay, if he doesn't pursue me, if he's not a provider, if he's not all of these traditional gender expectations, I'm not going to say traditional gender roles, but traditional gender expectations, if he doesn't do those things, he's not that interested or he's a bum. Honestly, that is the conception among popular culture today, that if a man doesn't pick the place, pay, if he doesn't show off this masculine provider, confident guy energy, he's either a bum or he's not, a top shelf kind of guy, and you should think about whether you want to date him or not. Now, here's a very honest question I would love to ask a lot of women who feel that way. Do you want to smash and get rid of traditional gender expectations or traditional gender roles? Okay, well, if you do, then why do you expect a man to pay for everything for you? And I'm not just talking about the first date. There's a lot of women out there that have the conception that if a man does not pay for all dates and does not pay, especially at the beginning for like the first month of dating, then he's a bum or he's broke and he's not that interested. So I'm a little bit confused here. You want to smash traditional gender roles and expectations, but you're still fine holding on to the guy being the payer and the provider. Now, there's two objections that I get to this when I, kind of debate or argue with some women on this. The first one is we spend so much money on our hair, our makeup, our nails, and our appearance, and it's not fair because men don't invest that. Well, here's two things that I have to handle that objection. The first thing is when women get ready and they get, all dialed up and they look great, a lot of women say, we don't do it for you, we do it for us. Okay, great. If you're not doing it for us, you would be doing that when you go out with your friends and your family and just enjoying yourself. And that's fine. You should do that for yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. But just because you're going on a date with a man, why is it now his responsibility and job to pay for you because you spent so much money on your hair, nails, and makeup? You would have done that regardless. Now, the second piece that I really think completely eliminates this double standard, if somebody can be realistic, is if you are not dating this man and if you are not going out with this man, can you not afford dinner for yourself? Do you not have your own job? And then women will often say, well, no, actually, because of the pay gap, men owe us and it's not fair because until we make the same amount of money as men do, why should we pay on dates? So without a man, that's like you saying that you couldn't go out to dinner or you couldn't go out to drinks and pay your own way. The last time I checked, most men are dating women who have jobs, who pay their own rent, who can buy themselves dinner, and who can take care of themselves. So why is it when a man comes into the picture, a man's money is her money, and her money is her money? This is a bullshit double standard that I am sick of hearing about. I have still yet to hear anybody logically debunk what I'm saying about why men should still have to pay for women. Now, let me give you this disclaimer, this caveat. If you invite a woman on a date, you should pay. It's the right thing to do. You invited her out. But the whole dating process should not be your financial burden and expense if this woman has a job. And also, if she doesn't have a job, why are you dating women who don't have jobs? Like, it's 2022. We're expected to take care of ourselves. So that is the first and one of the most frustrating double standards that I see in modern dating now, is that a lot of women want to abolish and get rid of traditional gender expectations or traditional gender roles, but they will not hold themselves to that same standard. It's like the old saying, the feminism I'm leaving my body when the check comes. It's a bunch of bullshit. I'm not on board with that. Fellas, this second one's probably going to bother you if you don't, if you don't have your shit together and if you feel like you're immune to accountability too. So let's get into the second one. The second one is body count. I can't tell you how offended men get when women go out and have a good time. Seriously. A lot of men will say if a woman has a body count over 10, 15, 20, she's not wife material, she's useless, this, that, and whatever. Well, you're holding women to that standard. Are you holding yourself to that same standard? And there's usually two men that fall into this bucket of getting really angry about a woman's body count. The first bucket of men is the men that don't get a lot of action. They're the men that don't really have a lot of success with women, haven't had a lot of partners in the past, and they are jaded and angry that women are going out and ignoring them and doing what they want, not paying attention to those guys. The second bucket of men are the guys who have slept with many, many women, but have lost trust in themselves and have lost trust in humanity because now they have seen all the things that they have done with women and they think that all women are that way and that all women are out doing that all the time. Listen, man, you can't be a guy with a body count in the triple digits and say, if she has slept with 8 men, she's useless and she belongs to streets. Do you see how stupid that is? And now let me extrapolate on that further. If you are a guy who has had this hookup phase, gone through his party years, here's the difference between men and women. Most women have done that and gone through that phase in their early 20s and in college. And the reason why they got over it sooner is because women from an early age have always had options. Most men have to wait longer, build themselves up to get options. So the difference is women learn at an earlier age that it's not that fulfilling and doesn't make you feel that great to just go out and sleep with anybody that you can. It's not a real connection. You're not building any real human or emotional connection. So if you're a guy that is a damn street sweeper on Saturday night at 2 a.m. trying to sleep with any female possible, and then you're holding women to a different standard that they can't have any fun or sleep with anybody, you're insecure. Yeah, I don't care. I said it. You're insecure. If you're a guy who's going to sit there and shame women for having any amount of fun, and you have had your fun with women, but then you say that any kind of woman who does it is not a worthwhile human being, you're insecure. Because guess what? Your ego is scared that a woman is going to do to you what you have done to women. So I hope that offends you, because if it offends you, I want you to think about why it offends you. Because truthfully, fellas, we don't learn when things are easy. We learn when we are challenged or when something goes wrong or when we get hurt. So think about it. Why does it really bother you when a woman's body count is really high? Now, if you're a man who fits into a different bucket, who has, done the right things, not used and manipulated women or just only hooked up with hundreds of women in the past, regardless, you can object to dating a woman because of her body count. But understand, she should be able to do the same thing towards you. It is a two-way street. So again, if that offends you, I'm not saying body count doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, if you're not holding yourself accountable for the things that you've done in the past and you're only holding women accountable for that, that's a double standard. You've got to check yourself. And all right, let's do this rapid fire. Let's wrap up with number 3 here. And this is going to be the double standard that is placed on physical expectations or the preferences that men and women have. Now, let me give you an example. And this video got like 10.5 million views on TikTok when I posted it. And I was very respectful about it. I didn't pick sides. I wasn't a jerk about it. I was very respectful. But let's talk about women's preferences in men versus men's preferences in women. The top 3 things that women are going to look for in a guy is going to be just normal physical attractiveness, symmetry, height, and money. Those are just some very common things that women want in men. Oh, a good hairline, six-pack abs, all of these things. Okay, great. Let's talk about what men can't control for the most part. They can't really control their hairline, they can't control their height, and they can't control the size of their dick. Very uncontrollable things that women want in men, and women are virtually never shamed for those preferences. Now, let's talk about what men want in women and what men get shamed for wanting in women. When a man says, I want a woman who is in shape and not overweight, women lose it. Men get called fat phobic, they get called sexist, they get called terrible people when they say, I want a woman who is in shape, I do not want to date an overweight or obese. Okay, why is that? Because women can control their weight. Men can control their weight. Changing your diet, your nutrition, your sleep, how often you go to the gym, and all of these things, you can control that. The last time I checked, a guy cannot control his height. He can't control the size of his you-know-what. The only way he can change it is literally getting a surgery, right? Same with his hair. Guy loses his hair. He's either going to have to get surgery or take medication to have to fix that. Now let me add in another one on this as I'm thinking through this. If men make any alterations to their body in terms of, their hair, dyeing their hair, dyeing their beard, I don't know, putting on makeup or something, right? Like there's this company Strix out there that, you know, specializes in men's makeup and all this other stuff. Men would get shamed and called feminine or beta and all this other stuff for doing that, whereas women wear a boatload of makeup. And I'm not saying that women shouldn't. Women can wear whatever they want, but think about it. Women can get BBLs, they can get lip filler, they can wear a lot of makeup, and if men make alterations to their body, it's because they're insecure or they're weak. That's messed up. That's truly messed up, and it is truly a double standard. Men invest way less in their body and their appearance than women do, but men will get shamed for those investments or shamed for the things that they can't really control about their body. Now, do you think that's fair? So again, fellas, I don't want to make this a video where I'm just complaining and ranting, but these are the things that I have seen after coaching many people and being on one of the most toxic apps in the world, which is TikTok, which is where I've built most of my business, most of my following. But I want to bring this over, I want to bring this over to YouTube and just share with you some of the things that I think we need to do to hold ourselves accountable and avoid some of these double standards. We have to make sure that our own lives are figured out before we're judging other people. So this is not a video to shame women. It's not a video to shame men. I just want to bring these double standards across from you, but I want to get your feedback. I want to know what you guys think about this. I want you guys to leave a comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are on these double standards. So again, fellas, if you like this kind of content, if you agree with me and you want more content from me, I want you to hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a comment on what videos you want me to do. And until next time, peace.